This tofu recipe is gonna blow your mind. Welcome back to Damn Tasty Vegan. It's your friend Maria Rose. Today, I'm gonna change your life. You're gonna fall in love with tofu with this recipe. Today we're making maple miso glazed tofu, and it goes delicious on rice. It goes great in Buddha bowls. It's very versatile, and I'm gonna show you some techniques for taking your tofu to the next level. So if you're hungry to learn more, let's hang out for a bit and I'll show you how. For this recipe, we are using firm or extra firm tofu. Just drain it and take it out of the package. And then to make sure that we get crispy, beautiful, delicious tofu, we need to press the tofu. So you can either use a fun little tofu press like this. I freaking love this tofu press. I'll link it below. I have a discount code as well. Or you can do your own like makeshift tofu press by cutting some holes in the bottom of the tofu package and then just setting your tofu on top, put a little towel on top of it, and then put some heavy pots and pans over that. It's gonna take you a little bit longer to use the pots and pans method than the tofu press, but just use whatever you have on hand. Then cut your tofu up into little cubes, and we are gonna add our oil, some salt, nutritional yeast, that's optional, but it tastes delicious, and garlic powder. Then mix that up really well with a flat spoon, making sure you don't make the tofu crumble at all. Be very gentle. And then for some extra texture and crispiness, we're gonna add a tablespoon of cornstarch, and then just mix that up gently until the cornstarch dissolves in with the tofu and you can't really see it. Now we're gonna bake it at 400 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, depending on how your oven is. Everybody's oven temperature is different. So cook it until it becomes nice and crispy and beautiful and lovely. I love roasting tofu first because it becomes nice and crispy before you add the sauce. And then once you add the sauce, it just, it takes it to a whole new level. So here's all the ingredients for this sauce. I will link the recipe below so you can print it off. So we get a tablespoon of miso, then we wanna dissolve it in about 2 tablespoons of warm water. Then we're gonna add our soy sauce, toasted sesame oil. Yes, make sure it's toasted. It's gonna give it a toasty, delicious flavor. And some maple syrup for sweetness. Some rice wine vinegar. If you don't have that, just use whatever white vinegar you have on hand. Your miso and minced garlic and ginger. I used probably a couple tablespoons each because I love fresh ginger and garlic. Then if you like spiciness, you can add some sriracha. I added about a teaspoon of sriracha. Then to thicken it all up, I add about a teaspoon of cornstarch. Again, I'll link the recipe below so you can see all of the measurements. Stir it up really well. And now we're going to take this to the stove and we're going to heat this up until it starts to thicken and the ginger and garlic lose a little bit of their bite. We want to cook that down a little bit. Make sure you stir while it's thickening up so it doesn't just stick to the bottom of the pan. And once the sauce is thickened up for a minute or two, we're gonna add our crispy baked tofu in there and stir it until the tofu is nice and coated and it starts to caramelize on top of the tofu. The longer you keep this in the pan, the stickier and more ooey gooey delicious it's gonna be. So it's up to you how long you want to keep it in the pan. I do it for at least a minute minimum. Then you can serve this any way you like. I love to serve it on top of some rice. You can put it in a rice bowl. You can serve it on the side with some steamed veggies. You can add this in its own maple miso glazed stir fry with a bunch of other veggies. You can put it on a Buddha bowl. This is just so versatile and absolutely delicious. So I hope this recipe helped you out, helped you fall in love with tofu. It's amazing. Please try it out. Let me know how it comes out for you. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.